And the silver dollar is given to the first enlisted soldier that salutes, because that would be his first salute. So they're rewarded with the first silver dollar, but that goes back into history and some tradition piece. And typically, I bring that silver dollar to give to him, but most officers are supposed to have their own, so that when he goes outside, one of them render the salute and get their money. But I will be sure that you get one from me since I commissioned you.
Cool. So this is something that's been in the works for about 5 years for me. I got out of the Army in 2006 with the purpose of going back and getting my doctorate and going back into the Army as a clinical psychologist. Having been enlisted prior, been in a leadership position, I was able to see how the soldiers who come from war and then they try to integrate it. There's some problems that arise from that, and I wasn't able to give them the help that they needed. So this is something that I wanted to do for a while, and this is symbolic for me for several reasons. No man is an island. And I only got to this position that I'm at right now because of people who believe and support in me. And this is me giving it out to the universe, to people I may never be able to thank personally. Thank you for believing in me and supporting me, and I promise that I will not betray your faith.
So I'll say that we thought that the Major did a better job than the Chief Justice. You remember? Oath, no mistakes. Huh? So the next time they need somebody to fill in that role, I think we got our guy. Right? We got our guy. This will be probably the only commissioning ceremony that we can run like a Quaker meeting, but I'm going to run this a little bit like a Quaker meeting and say if anybody in the group wants to offer a thought or two about Trey, please be encouraged to do that. Let me let you start. I've got a thought or two, but I'll keep it to the end. Anybody want to?
You rule.
Yeah, I'd like to say something.
Please.
As dean of your program and your advisor, we're enormously proud of you. You represent the essence of experiential education and integrative thinking, and bringing yourself to the table as the singular piece of integrative experience in building a professional. And I think this ceremony, the inclusion of a service in our community, service with a capital S and service with a small s, is representative of that, and we thank you for that and champion you forward.
Can I just say,
Please.
Trey's one of my first friends when I started here 3 years ago, and throughout that we have been friends, and he's always been supportive and shared his passion to help people in the Army and try to educate other students in the school, like every opportunity, about how important it is. And as a whole, he's not only a soldier or a student and a really good friend, but he's gone to New Orleans, done community service, he's active in our school as part of the SEC, he comes to our meetings, represents for his program, and overall I'm really honored to be your friend, and I'm very proud of you.
We have some of Trey's teachers in the room.
I can say something, yeah. I had Trey when he was in the master's program in counseling psych, and just a delightful, exemplary student in diversity and difference, just very willing to look at yourself and take risks that weren't always easy to risk or to take, and I really appreciate that. And you've just been a delight to have at school, and I'm glad you're still here, and very proud of what you're doing.
So I'll introduce just quick so you guys can see this. We've got our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dan King, is in the back. Alan Beck, who spoke, is now the current Dean of Trey's program. We've our Registrar, we've our Director of Field Placement, we've other professors in the room, we've colleagues in the room, we've Janice Ricardo is a Air Force veteran. We probably 10 or so, maybe a few more military personnel or former military personnel as students in the school. In fact, my recruiter just left. I was looking for Mario to stay in the room and talk with these guys, because these guys are all a variety of different health professions. So there's a respiratory therapist in the group, there's the nurse, as Major introduced himself. Part of what we're trying to do here is to create a training program that stewards and supports people who either had service or who are interested in service. We're going to be in a very different state. You mentioned it well. I'm probably, as a couple of the people in the room, the only folks of the Vietnam generation. The sequelae of that war, the casualties from that war, the emotional casualties in that war, were essentially neglected for 10, 15 years. This will be a very different war that people are in. Folks are in harm's way all of the time in large numbers with multiple tours of duty. So to train people who are leaders, but not just, as General Petraeus talks about, leaders from an intelligence point of view, but to train leaders with compassion, to train leaders who are attentive to the fact that when service personnel go overseas, their families get disrupted in a very significant way, and mental health persons are really needed to help with the consequences of that for an 8-year-old and for a spouse. And these are not aspirations. These will be the real issues that more than 2 million individuals and their families will face tomorrow, right, and the next day, and probably for the next 15 or 20 years. So it's imperative that a mental health school like ours finds a way to train professionals to work in that service. We're very grateful to have Janice, because she brings a perspective and a point of view that the rest of us can't bring today, as you guys can bring from your perspective in the service and your experience and training in health professions. We're giving you somebody who's very generous. It's a guy that is a person who leads by doing. We're giving you somebody as a leader who is very humble. He doesn't talk about himself, he doesn't talk about his accomplishments, he asks us how he can be of service and how he can help. We're giving you somebody who's a man of humility and a man of compassion. These are qualities of character that his mom and dad kind of forged in their family and as he grew up. But we're also giving you somebody with skills as a mental health professional that this organization, I'm proud to say, is part of shaping. So today's a very proud day for us. We're very proud of you. I looked up because I was feeling like Dan King, and I thought I ought to know who Felix Edward Hébert was, but I'm not going to tell you about him, because the best I can say is that he lived for a long time. He's a very complex guy, but you do have a scholarship, and that's an important thing. So, anybody else want to say any remark in closing, or can we adjourn and have some bagels and coffee? Let's adjourn and have some bagels and coffee. Thank you folks very much. Thank you for your role.